A big announcement tonight for Ohio University athletics. Good evening, I'm Kendra Wagoner. Meanwhile, the Muskingum Watershed Conservancy District faces a fine and has been asked to release addresses of people leasing residences on district property.
WOUB's Kendra Wagoner joins us live in the newsroom with more on tonight's top story.
That's right. Rodney Smith was approved overwhelmingly by Athens County Democratic Committee last night. He was also sworn into office by Keller Blackburn, Athens County prosecutor, around 10:30 this morning. Smith says the next step is to move forward.
This area here just outside Bradner is one of many hit by the massive storm winds last night. You can see so many trees here just laying down from the straight line winds that hit last night. Some are snapped right in half. And this family here, they're doing everything that they can to just clean up this mess, and thankfully nobody was hurt. The chief says that his best guess is that Canfield made his way from the back seat here to the front seat by squeezing his way through this partition.
The truck will travel to neighboring states and even as far as New York to perform research with the goal of improving roadways. Coming up, learn how the Ohio Emergency Management Agency is working around the clock to assist law enforcement with investigations.
Before these firefighters even get in the truck, they have to put on 6 different types of gear. Once the gear is on, it traps body heat inside. And when they reach the fire, temperatures inside the suit actually reach over 100 degrees.
And I'm Kendra Wagoner. Thanks for joining us. The interim sheriff will take over for the embattled Sheriff Pat Kelly, who is suspended following indictment on nearly 24 felony charges.
Toledo police say that this Jeep crashed into this Wendy's and alcohol might have been a factor. For now, they've taken the driver to the hospital with no word yet on his injuries.
Metropolitan cities Cleveland and Cincinnati remain on the list of possible states for the 2016 Republican National Convention. Other cities in the running include Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, and Kansas City, Missouri. In depth tonight, you've probably seen it on dozens of TV shows. Law enforcement tracking down criminals and missing persons in less than a day. WOUB's Kaylee Bourgeois takes an inside look in the office in Columbus, where analysts and experts are doing it in real life. Ohio Attorney General candidate David Pepper wants more state dollars spent on heroin treatment and tougher penalties for drug dealers.
We're now joined live at the Hocking River with WOUB's Kendra Wagoner.
I'm here at the West State Street Park in Athens, where a body was found earlier in the Hocking River. Just here behind me is where police and firefighters were searching the river earlier and pulled the body out. As of right now, Athens City Police Chief Tom Pyle says that they have not yet identified the body. Officials say they will have to use dental records and DNA testing to identify the body found in the Hocking River. They say the identification process could take days to weeks, while a full autopsy could take up to 6 weeks. Chief Pyle says the call came in from 2 fishermen who spotted the body upstream from White's Mill and called the police around 1 p.m. today. Dive teams then pulled the body from the water. Officials believe the body had been underwater for more than 24 hours, but would not speculate beyond that. Pyle says the family of 21-year-old Sam Wyatter was notified as a precaution. Wyatter was last believed to be headed down the river when he went missing on March 13th.
Okay. So the only thing that I can confirm to you today is that we have recovered a body. Coroner and our criminal investigations unit is in the process of identifying the body. It's something that has not taken place to this point.
This has been the second body found in the area in the past 2 weeks. The other was a hiker from Cincinnati, Sammy Stephen Donato. Chief Pyle says that there are no correlation between the 2 bodies and that Athens County residents have no reason to be feared that they are in danger. Reporting live from the Hocking River for WOUB News, I'm Kendra Wagoner. Rodney Smith stood outside the Athens County Sheriff's Office today before a small crowd as he was sworn in as interim sheriff of Athens County. It took less than 20 minutes for the Athens County Democratic Committee to choose an official interim sheriff last night. The committee approved Smith over Lieutenant Detective Jack Taylor in a 36-8 vote, despite an endorsement from embattled Sheriff Pat Kelly on Facebook. Smith says he's happy to keep his interim position.
I'm very excited that the Athens Democratic Central Committee chose me, and very humbled as well.
Smith says he plans to focus all of his attention on public safety.
Well, we just go back to work. The safety of the citizens of Athens County is just too important not to. We will implement, we have a good community policing program now, but I want to get them in more communities and help the officers doing it now. So we want to broaden that a little bit and get them in even smaller communities.
Smith has been serving as acting interim sheriff since March 27th. He previously served as a sheriff's lieutenant in the county. His appointment comes after Sheriff Pat Kelly was suspended following an indictment on nearly 24 felony charges, including theft in office and money laundering. Smith has already implemented a policy that the office will no longer be accepting cash payments, including payments for background checks and public records requests. Democratic Committee Chairwoman Julia Michael Scott says the selection meeting ran smoothly.
We had the ballots prepared, and so all they had to do was to sign their name on that ballot because it is a public vote, and then choose whoever they wanted.
Janie Polzer, an Athens County resident, says she and many others are relieved.
I'm really happy that all of this is over. I think for several weeks there's been quite a bit of distraction and a lot of speculation and what's going to happen, and now there's an answer.
Smith will remain in office for the duration of Pat Kelly's criminal trial. He also told me this morning that he will be running for Athens County Sheriff in the next election. Reporting live in the newsroom for WOUB News, I'm Kendra Wagoner.
When a call comes in, nothing keeps these Toledo firefighters from doing their job, including the sweltering heat.
It can be brutal at times.
Staying hydrated is key when temperatures are on the rise. This means drinking plenty of water days in advance.
We hydrate as best we can all day, and off duty on our days off, you have to prepare then too.
Before these firefighters even get in the truck, they have to put on 6 different types of gear. Once the gear is on, it traps body heat inside, and when they reach the fire, temperatures inside the suit actually reach over 100 degrees. Altogether, this gear adds another 70 pounds.
The longer you spend in that gear, the harder it's going to get, the more fatigued you're going to get, and obviously the harder the job gets.
Palicki says his adrenaline is so high at the scene of a fire that he doesn't even think about the heat.
Every now and then you'll go to a hot fire. If somebody's been working extremely hard, they're on several bottles of air, they'll come out and you'll think they'll be fine, then they'll sit down and it'll finally catch up with them, and they'll actually almost black out or get an elevated heart rate.
If displaying those signs of distress, firefighters are rotated out to prevent any further injury. The hot summer weather only makes fighting fires extra exhausting.
It may take a couple hours to come back to a couple 100%, but we don't get that here. Once we get back, we're given a little bit of cleanup time is what they call it, but we're thrown right back into service.
No matter the temperatures or conditions outside, these men and women are committed to their jobs.